speak on the topic minding the crisis during COVID 19. It is a frightening time. We are all in the midst of a worldwide pandemic, with cities and even entire countries shutting down. And all of us are watching the headlines and wondering what is going to happen next. We all are under lockdown situation. All are fearful, as this is the situation we all are facing for the first time in our lives. Even if you are not directly involved, you can be culprit. This has made all the human beings in stress. Even the most developed countries with the best of health facilities are in a great trouble. Death rate is increasing day by day, which is leading us all in a stressful situation. Let me make you clear what stress is. Stress is a feeling of emotional or physical tension. It can come from any event or thought that makes you feel frustrated, angry, or nervous. Stress is your body's reaction to a challenge or demand. A response is thought out, calm, and non threatening, but we must all know that all stress is not negative. Eustress helps you to avoid danger and meet a deadline. Anxiety, on the other hand, is an emotional response to perceived human threats. Anxiety is a reaction to the stress. A reaction is typically quick, without much thought, tense, and aggressive. A reaction typically provokes more reactions. So, whenever we are talking of anxiety, it is more serious than stress. All anxiety is not bad. We must be oversensitive. As you all know, oversensitive alarm is many a times a key to safety. Step taken by government to lock down is of utmost importance now. We can never replace a human life. No economic crisis is more than a human value. Each one of us is equally important. Keeping this in view, we are told to stay in locks. We are stressed because even a single person can make any number of persons sick. So, whenever we are in a state of any infectious disease, anxiety is sure to come. So, anxiety during corona outbreak can include fear and worry about your own health and the health of your loved ones, changes in sleep or eating patterns, difficulty in sleeping or concentrating, worsening of chronic health problems, worsening of mental health conditions. Now, how can we come up with stress and anxiety that is there due to COVID 19? See, when many things feel uncertain or out of our control, one of the most effective ways we can manage stress is to focus on the actions that are in our control. Here are some ways you can take intentional steps to look after your physical and emotional well-being during these type of challenging times. Stay informed, but do not obsessively check the news. You all must know it is vital to stay informed, particularly about what is happening in your community, so you can follow advised safety precautions and do your part to slow the spread of coronavirus. But there is a lot of misinformation going around, as well as sensationalistic coverage that only feeds into fear. It is important to be discerning about what you read and what you watch. Set a limit on media consumption, including social media, local or national level news. Connect with loved ones and others who may be experiencing stress about the outbreak. Talk about your feelings and enjoy conversation unrelated to the break. Stick to trustworthy sources as World Health Organization and your national, state, and local public health authorities provide you. Limit how often you check for updates. Constant monitoring of news and social media feeds can quickly turn compulsive and counterproductive, fueling anxiety rather than easing it. The limit is different for everyone, so pay attention to how you are feeling and adjust accordingly. Step away from media if you start feeling overwhelmed. See, if anxiety persists and anxiety goes on, consider limiting your media consumption to a specific time frame and time of the day. For example, 30 minutes each evening at 6 p.m. Be careful what you share. Do your best to verify information before passing it to others. We all need to do our part to avoid spreading rumors and creating unnecessary panic. Now, you should focus on the things you can control. We are in the time of massive upheaval. There are so many things outside our control, including how long the pandemic lasts, how other people behave, or what is going to happen in other communities. That is a tough thing to accept. And so many of us respond by endlessly searching the internet for answers and thinking over all the different scenarios that might happen. But as long as we are focusing on questions with unknowable answers in circumstances outside our personal control, this strategy will get us nowhere. Aside from feeling drained, anxious, and overwhelmed. When you feel yourself getting caught up in fear of what might happen, try to shift your focus to things that you can control. For example, you can't control how severe the coronavirus outbreak is in your city or town, but you can take steps to reduce your own personal risk. And the risk you will unknowingly spread it to others, such as you can wash your hands frequently for at least 20 seconds with soap and water, or a hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. Avoid touching your face, particularly eyes, nose, and mouth. Staying home as much as possible, even if you don't feel sick. कोरोना कोई रोड पर नहीं जाए. Avoid crowds and gatherings of 10 or more people, even if it is a time for some tragedy or casualty. Avoid all non-essential shopping and travel. Keep 6 feet of distance between yourself and others when out. Getting plenty of sleep, which helps support your immune system. Follow guidelines for preventing the spread of the virus. Even if you are not in a high-risk group, staying at home, washing your hands frequently, and avoiding contact with others, it can help save the lives of the most vulnerable people in your community and prevent overburdening the healthcare system. Plan for what you can do. Be kind to yourself. Go easy on yourself if you are experiencing more depression or anxiety than usual. You are not alone in your struggles. Maintain a routine as best as you can. Even if you are stuck at home, try to stick to your regular sleep, school, meal, or work schedule. This can help you to maintain a sense of normalcy. Take time for activities you enjoy. Read a book, watch a comedy, play a fun board or video game, make something, whether it is a new recipe, a craft, or a piece of art. It doesn't matter what you do as long as it takes you out of your worries. Get out in nature if possible. Sunshine and fresh air will do you very much of good. Even a walk around your neighborhood can make you feel better. Just be sure to avoid crowds. Keep your distance from people you encounter and obey restrictions in your area. I know I'm addressing well read, well educated, and well experienced people. Please stay hydrated and avoid excessive amount of caffeine or alcohol. Eat healthy foods when possible. Find ways to exercise. Staying active will help you release anxiety, relieving stress, and manage your mood. While the gym and the group classes are out, you can still cycle, hike, or walk. Or if you are stuck at home, look online for exercise videos you can follow. There are many things you can do even without equipment, such as yoga and exercises that use your own body weight. Avoid self-medication. Don't medicate yourself. Be careful. You are not using alcohol or other substances to deal with anxiety or depression. If you tend to overdo it in the best of times, it may be a good idea to avoid for now. Take a break and relax. Engage in conversation and activities unrelated to the outbreak and allow yourself to have some fun. There is still life outside the current crisis. Reading news and engaging in activities unrelated to the current outbreak is okay. It doesn't mean that you do not care or are not concerned. Make sure to plan some relaxation activities you can enjoy on daily basis, such as deep breathing, listening to music, talking, taking a shower, taking a walk. Mindfulness meditation exercises help us stay grounded in the midst of an emotional storm. You can learn how to witness and let thoughts and feelings come and grow in their own time without getting overwhelmed by them. Focus on things you can solve or change rather than circumstances which are beyond your control. This could be through talking with others or channelizing your emotions into something creative. Keep learning and maintain your study. Read a book. Be sure to get enough sleep and rest. Stay active. Now, the relationship between social distancing and stay connected, even when physically isolated. Evidence show that many people with coronavirus, particularly young, seemingly healthy people, do not have symptoms but can spread the virus. That is why the biggest thing that most people can do right now to make a positive difference is to practice social distancing. But social distancing comes with its own risks. Humans are social animals. We are hardwired for connection. Isolation and loneliness can exacerbate anxiety and depression, and even impact of our physical health. That is why it is important to stay connected as best we can and reach out for support when we need it. Even as we cut back on impersonal socializing. So stay connected is very much essential. Receiving support and care from others has a powerful effect on helping others cope with challenges. Spending time with supportive family and friends can bring a sense of comfort and stability. Talking through our concerns, thoughts, and feelings with others can also help us find helpful ways of thinking about or dealing with a stressful situation. Make it a priority to stay in touch with friends and family. If you tend to withdraw when depressed or anxious, think about scheduling regular phone, chat, or Skype dates to counteract this tendency. Social media can be a powerful tool, not only for connecting with friends, family, and acquaintances, but for feeling connected in a greater sense to our communities, country, and the world. It reminds us we are not alone. Remember that physical distancing doesn't need to mean social disconnection. There are many ways we can use technology to stay connected and both give and receive support. We can call, we can text, or we can video chat with family and friends. We can share quick and easy recipes. We can start a virtual book or movie club. We can schedule a workout together over video chat. We can join an online group. We can simply enjoy each other's company. We can laugh, share stories, and focus on other things going on in our lives. Next is help others. It will make you feel better. At times like this, it is easy to get caught up in your own fears and concerns. But amid all the stories of the people fighting over rolls of toilet paper or lining up outside gun stores to arm themselves, it is important to take a breath and remember that we are all in this together. As a quote circulating in Italy reminds us, we are standing far apart now so we can embrace each other later. It is no coincidence that those who focus on others in need and support their communities, especially during the time of crisis, tend to be happier and healthier than those who act selfishly. Helping others not only makes a difference to your community and even to the wider world at this time, it can also support your own mental health and well-being. Much of the anguish accompanying this pandemic stems from feeling powerless. Doing a sense of control, doing a kind and helpful act from others can help you regain a sense of control over your life, as well as adding meaning and purpose. Even when you are self-isolating or maintaining social distance, there is still plenty you can do to help others. Reach out to others in need. If you know people in your community who are isolated, particularly the elderly or the disabled, you can still offer support. Perhaps an older neighbor needs help with groceries or fulfilling a prescription. You can always leave packages on their doorstep to avoid direct contact, or maybe they just need to hear a friendly, reassuring voice over the phone. Many local social media groups can help put you in touch with vulnerable people in your area. Donate to food banks. Panic buying and hoarding have not only left grocery store shelves stripped bare, but have also drastically reduced supplies to food banks. You can help older adults, low-income families, and others in need by donating food or cash. Be a calming influence. If friends or loved ones are panicky, try to help them gain some perspective in the situation. Instead of scaremongering or giving credence to false rumors, refer them to reputable news resource. Being a positive, uplifting influence in these anxious times can help you feel better about your own sanitation too. You should be kind to others because any infectious disease is not connected to any race, ethnic group. So speak up if you hear negative stereotypes that only promote prejudices. With the right outlook and intentions, we can all ensure that kindness and charity spread throughout our communities even faster than this virus. Remember what has worked for you before. You know your anxiety and stress levels, and you know what worked for you earlier. So try to have those practices in life and try to process your emotional reactions in an effective way, and you know your own unique way of coping. So this coping strategy can be individualistic. Dear all, it is time to test your self control. As you all know, prevention is better than cure. And here, in this case of corona, it is prevention and protection is best than anything else because there is no cure for the disease. Stay in, stay connected, stay informed. It is a worldwide pandemic. We are not alone. So we must stay calm, happy, and we should enjoy with the family. What cannot be cured must be endured. You can be the winners of your life if you stay inside. Be safe. J.I.